I hadn't tried this one before. We're going to be doing some things with olives today and olive oil. Hi, I'm Mark Alyn. Welcome to Mark Alyn Cooks Your Dinner. This reminds me of being in Spain because Spain is known for its olives. In fact, I think more olives and olive oil come from Spain than any other part of the world, including Italy. We'll find out that more about that in just a couple of moments. We're going to be welcoming um, the this is so good I can't stop. Uh, the We're going to be welcoming the Garcia de la Cruz family to the Mark Alyn family as they become the olive oil provider here on the show. All right, don't go away. We've got some really interesting things coming up, including a cocktail that includes olive oil. Don't go away. Late Mark Alyn Cooks takes to the air. Late night health, Mark. Oh, silly Mark. We have a sister program that's called Late Night Health, and you can find that at latenighthealth.com, where we talk about all things health from alternative to allopathic. All right.
I already have a comment.
We already have a comment. Hey, Rena, yum. You have no idea. Thank you, Rena. And if you have comments, if you have thoughts, if you want to know about something, ask. We'd really appreciate that. Okay, let's go to Portland, Oregon, where we're going to be talking with our representative from Garcia de la Cruz, and his name is Michael McCowan. Not McGowan, McCowan. Hello, Michael.
Hi, Mark. How are you today?
I'm fine. Hey, is that a telescope behind you?
It's actually a light fixture as well. We do some of these podcasts ourselves, so we have a little bit of technology, nothing like you have. But
Well, I don't know about that. But anyway, welcome to the show. Um,
thank you.
we're going to start by making a cocktail. We haven't done that for a while here on the show. And we're going to make one using olive oil, something I have never done. I have to show everybody, first of all, the bottle. It is such a beautiful, beautiful bottle. And you make several different kinds of olive oil.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Yes, that's our flagship line, and that's our kind of our go-to look for the brand. And it's based on Spanish tiles that you see if you travel through Spain or all over the in the Mediterranean area. You see those beautiful tiles. So we thought, why not bring that to the U.S. Something that's recognizable by the most of the population here, and it's served us very well in our retail um, outlets that we sell into.
It's really a beautiful bottle, and I have not tried. I couldn't resist. I think I told you the other day, I couldn't resist. I've been stacking on the olives for at least a week, so I may be running low on olives. But
We'll get you.
the olive that I just tried, and as I was starting the show, was was stuffed with one of Carol's favorite cheeses, manchetta. And wow, it's delicious. I mean, I've had blue cheese olives, um, but I think this is better, and I love blue cheese. Anyway, there's that bottle. All right, let's start by making that drink because it's been one heck of a day, right, Michael?
I agree, Mark. So nothing like ending your day or beginning your evening with a good stiff drink to help ease the tension. So we're gonna make a martini that and by the way, olive oil is getting used in many drinks these days. There's as everybody probably heard, Starbucks is putting it in the coffee in a special drink, and we had an event here in Portland about a week ago where they served us a lemonade with our olive oil in it. So it was really good, very refreshing. So you try this if you haven't done it before. We're gonna mix up a martini here. Mark's working diligently at basil and some and
A
some.
little bit more orange. Carol was right.
Ice.
Huh?
Do you need
I
ice?
have ice. Got the ice. Good girl.
I was way ahead of the game since I couldn't be in my kitchen. I already made mine. So and what you can't have a martini without olives. So I've already
No.
put two. I used our garlic stuffed olives, but you can use
And
any one that you like.
that's the one that I've been sampling all week long. Now I put in my little mortar some um, orange. I'm going to take a couple of leaves and tear them up of basil. And we thank the great people and Robert Schuler over at um, Melissa's for our cornucopia. Can you get this over here, Carol? Can you give me a wide shot here? We've got um, garlic and um, I zested earlier a lemon and oh man, lemons. The orange is from my tree, our tree, and we have an onion back there, and we have parsley, all uh, courtesy of our friends at Melissa's. Okay, I'm going to muddle this, and watch me muddle through.
While you do that, I'll talk a little bit about the the olive oil from Spain and the olive trees and the forest from Spain. You
Right.
were right, Mark. You were right. Spain produces well over half the olive oil in the world in any given year, and also over half the olive in the world in any given year. Lots of people think when we ask them that, we say, "Hey, who produces the most?" Italy comes up a lot because Italy's done a much better job of marketing their country than Spain has in the U.S. But it's changing, and people are becoming aware and knowledgeable about that. And actually, just a fun fact: the largest man-made forest in the world is the olive groves of Spain.
Well, we had such a great time driving through Spain, and I've said this on the show before. I love olives. I mean, I always have olives in my refrigerator of one kind or another. Heidi from Louisville, Kentucky. Hey, thank you very much. She's in the house. I put the muddled orange and basil into my shaker. And now I'm going to add vodka. Now, this was a premium vodka that was on sale. It's organic,
Very
largest
good.
made forest in the world is in Spain. Yeah. So it's called Aqua, and it's from Sweden. It is handcrafted and it's organic. I think I'm going to put 3 ounces, which is about 2 shots, in there.
That's looking really good, Mark.
And what else goes in here now?
Okay, so we want to put some Cointreau and some vermouth
All right. And
to your taste. That's obviously some people do with vermouth, some people do without. But yeah, a little Cointreau there, and
a little Cointreau. Cointreau is an orange flavored liqueur from France. And then I'm just going to add a drop of dry vermouth. Hasn't been opened for a while, Carol.
you're like me. I don't like a lot of vermouth either.
I, I, I do, it should be whispered in, right? Just,
I like that. Yeah, it's some people just wave the bottle over their glass.
right. Oh, the simple syrup is next. I forgot.
Yeah, there is a simple syrup needed.
So and simple syrup is basically 50% water and 50% sugar. And we've got, how much are we putting in here?
Couple of teaspoons.
A couple of
Yeah,
teaspoons.
it's a
Yeah.
quarter ounce or so. Yeah, it does it.
And that's also to taste.
And
Oh,
then you've got ice in there already.
and what was the last one? I'm sorry.
You've already got ice in your shaker to cool it
Got
off.
ice in here already. And I'm going to add um, like a half teaspoon.
Olive oil goes on top, I think.
No, it goes in now, right, Michael?
You can do it now, or you can do it after it's poured as well. Either one.
Which do you do?
I do it before. I like it in the shaker as well.
All right. So, you won't be able to see the color right now, but the color of this oil is really nice. It's got
You put it in. You put it in. I'm going to put it in on mine now since I
okay.
didn't do it. The other thing is to notice is the beautiful pour out of this bottle.
I
It's
should have.
you can't go wrong. It pours beautifully, and can't put enough, and it doesn't drip. So it's a wonderful little invention too. We used to get when we first started with this bottle. We said, "Oh, I love your packaging. I love your packaging. I love your packaging." And now it shows that we get, "Oh, I love your oil. I love your oil. I love your oil."
Well, I have.
Much better.
All right, here we go. I've moved my glass here, and ladies and gentlemen, I have no sense of rhythm uh, at all. But what we're going to do is I am going to do the shaker dance because the more you shake it, the better. I don't care what Bond says, shaken or stirred.
Take it out on a roll, Mark. Hey, you remind me of Elaine on Seinfeld.
Yes, it's true. It's true. I can't dance. I dance just like Elaine does on that, though I think she
Very good.
can sing. La 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 la. And anyway, is the Burbank Civic Light Opera still around? Okay, here we go. I have a shaker, and I'm going to pour this in.
Yeah, notice that beautiful color.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it mixes well with the orange too. You got two fruits there. Olive juice, by the way, is a juice. It's a fruit. It's not a seed. So it's regenerative um, product as well because everything goes back to the fields when we harvest. All the leaves, all the branches, everything gets crushed back in and sent back to the fields as fertilizer. And then we don't have to do anything to the soil other than that every year. So it's a regenerative process. It's
And
very,
this
very.
the olive and the oil is certified organic, um, uh,
It is.
which would make it also non-GMO.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No GMO here.
Oh, that's good. All right, take a look at the top if you can. And I'm going to put my olives there. Carol came
Yeah.
up with something, Michael, and she asked me to do this. I took a piece of orange peel, twist it,
Twist.
and
Yours is a
put
lot bigger than mine.
there. I think the next thing to do is to taste this.
I think so. And a
Okay,
toast to you, Mark.
toast. What is it? Do you know a Spanish toast?
Well, just salute.
Salud. Salud, Michael. Oh, that's nice.
What's your thought? It smooths it out, doesn't it?
It does, and the olive oil adds so much to it.
Yeah, it's amazing when you add olive oil to whatever you want. I mean, you've probably heard of adding it to ice cream before. It changes the whole flavor of an ice cream if you put it on. Many things. Just try it. Try it on as many things as you want. It's an amazing juice.
Uh, You mentioned Starbucks earlier, adding olive oil to coffee. I tried it, and I like coffee. I prefer coffee in my ice cream rather than in a cup. But I tried the coffee with the olive oil. It was delicious. Howard
I haven't,
Sandler is around. Hello, Howard.
I haven't tried it yet, but yeah, he did a good job. He did it when he went to Italy. He was trying olive oil so much he loved it. So he said, "Let's try this." So good for him. Good for Howard.
Let's take another one.
Yeah. So
Salute.
one's never enough.
It is not. Carol, you're going to like this a lot. Heidi likes
Mm.
olives too. You've got to try these. These are terrific. I've now tried two flavors. How many flavors of olives does Garcia de la Cruz make?
We currently do 3 for the U.S. market, but we're going to probably add more as we go. We started this with Whole Foods asked us to do it,
Got it.
and we did 3 for them, and they've gone very well. So they're going to ask us to do some more, I'm sure.
Well,
So
this one I just had in the drink. I'm passing Carol the drink.
good for her.
Um, here you go, honey.
Don't have too much or you'll look upside down at some point.
Yeah, just let's see what she says.
Pretty tasty, yeah. Invite all your, invite all
Oh, she won't give it back.
That's
She
very
knows you.
Yes.
She knows you well. Well, we'll as we move on, we'll come back to that and
Right.
continue to sip it. So it's
and then
that's what these are sipping drinks, right?
yes. Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to make shrimp. Now, when we were in Spain, one of the things that we had almost all the time, tapas, was Spanish shrimp or spicy shrimp. And I'm going to take the olive oil, and there is a spicy olive oil that Garcia de la Cruz has. We don't have it, but we're going to make it anyway. And Mike is showing it up there. Carol, go to Mike so we can see the bottle, and I'm going to step back over here.
Yeah, if you really like spice in your food at all, this is a really a good oil to use. It's organic as well, and we spice it with the essence of the flavors that we do. We do basil, we do garlic, we do lemon, and we do chili. And the reason we don't put the real whatever spice in the bottle itself is it doesn't last as long. It doesn't stay on the shelf very long. So we put essence in. It lasts a lot longer. It stays organic, and we found that it holds its flavor all the way to the end. The last drop is just as good as the first drop. So we urge you to try that. We're available on Amazon anywhere. So if you want to try that oil, if you really like spice in your food, it's fantastic. You're gonna love that.
I personally cannot wait. And I'm sorry, I've been nibbling olives. Are olives healthy for you, Mike?
They're Spanish queen olives. We call them queen olives here. They're called, what are they called in Spain? It'll come to me, but yeah, they're queen. We know them as queen olives in the
Right.
U.S. and that's
Those are it's a large olive. The pit has been
correct.
removed and it's stuffed. And I just had one with the manchetta cheese, which again is one of Carol's favorite cheeses, and she may not even know that. It's
Mark, you mentioned
my favorite cheese.
tapas. You mentioned tapas a minute ago. If you have a minute, I could tell you the story of tapas. At least it's one of the stories of tapas. How did tapas come to be? So in the stagecoach days, back in the pub days, the king of Spain was so tired of all these accidents happening from pubs because people would drink, and not eat anything. So he made an edict that they had to serve food in the pubs. Well, that's fine, except there was no chairs in the pub. So what happened is, I'll use my phone. What they did is they served the food, they take the drink, they put the food on the drink, and that's a tapa. So they move it over, drink, put it back on the drink to keep it, and that's how tapas came to be.
Oh wow! I'm going to add. I'm right here in our skillet. I'm heating up some oil. I'm going to wait just another second. I have some fresh garlic again from Melissa's, and I crushed it rather than sliced it. It's just my way of doing it.
We agree. We agree. That's the best. And by the
Rather,
way, you're heating the oil. One big misconception about olive oil is that it has a low smoke point. That's just not true. Olive oil has a smoke point of about 425. And how often do you go above that? And
wow.
even if you do go above that, The oil is still good. You're just reducing the polyphenols in the oil. It's
And the
just not quite.
polyphenols are very good. They're life giving, really.
Absolutely, antioxidants, anti-inflammatories.
Right.
Olive oil is so healthy. It's a shame that people use any other oil.
It,
It really is.
well, we use olive oil almost exclusively here on Mark Allen Cooks. All right, I'm stepping back over here. Carol, can you hand me a wooden spoon, please? Um, I love cooking.
So what Mark's doing? He's doing a 5 to 10 inch pan. He's gonna go, sizzle up some garlic first. Get that good garlic flavor out of there. And you can see how that sizzles and beautifully browns. And we all love garlic, right?
Yes. Can you hear the sizzling?
I do.
Oh, and the aroma. If we could only do smell-o-vision. This is really a stinky show, folks, because we've got cheese, we have basil, we have garlic, and a sweet-smelling olive oil. I'm sorry, what, Carol?
Good stink.
Oh, good stink. Yeah, good stink. Not a bad stink, a good stink. Uh, I'm cooking this at a medium heat.
Yeah, very good. Yeah,
And
we do that until we brown it, right, Mark? We do it brown for about a few minutes, depending on how the heat on your stove. And I see you use gas,
yes.
although California's now banned gas. Huh?
Um,
What do you think of that? Is that a silly rule, or
I'm
you know,
sorry.
ban, California banning gas stoves and new?
No, they're not. And Portland, Oregon will beat us. So if they do, no, it's no misnomer, total misnomer. Um, they're not going to come into our house and take
Of
away
course,
the gas stove. I promise.
of course not.
No,
Not yet.
not yet anyway. All right, the garlic, as you can see, is turning nice and brown, golden.
Oh, very good. So then, what we're going to do next is we're going to add shrimp, right?
Add the shrimp.
Now, do you use shrimp? You use just the Gulf shrimp, or you use prawns, or does it matter? Argentinian
It
red.
depends on what's available. I got when I went to the market today. I'm going to add the shrimp here. Um, these are these are Mexican pink shrimp.
Those are beautiful.
Put a little bit of more olive oil on.
Yeah, now we'd be spicing it up with this chili oil. So you're gonna add, if you want to spice yours, you can add. Well, I think you got some paprika, Mark, maybe some smoked paprika, maybe a few chili flakes. Let that cook a little bit, and then add that to your taste.
Now these are wild caught shrimp. I try not to buy farm raised anything
I
because
agree. I agree.
I like I think the wild caught is better. I, I'm going to add, just because I want you to see this, I'm going to do this with my left hand. Watch the pour of the oil. It's, there's no spilling. That's brilliant.
Yeah, it is. It is a brilliant pouring method. It allows you to put just exactly what you want on it, and it doesn't drip afterwards. So oil, by the way, oil is good for 2 years on the shelf if it's unopened, and then if it once you open it, it's good for at least a month. There's an acronym called HALT, HALT, that affects the quality of oil. The H is heat, so heat affects oil. So you don't want to leave it in the hot area in the sun or anything like that. The A is air. If air, once air gets into oil, it starts to diminish the flavors and the polyphenols. The L is light, hence these are bottles that are sleeved, completely sleeved, so that no light gets in. And then last but not least is T is time. So a bottle will last for 2 years on the shelf, but once you open it, you want to use it in about a month and a half, depending on the quality of the oil.
We keep
So
we keep it in a dark pantry, and I don't think it lasts a month. Once we open up, we
I know
open.
it does.
I think it's time to have another slug.
I agree with you. Great minds think alike. I was
Yeah,
just thinking that. So what do you think of that? That's what does the oil add in your opinion?
smoothness. Um, I'm going to be honest. I'm not wild about this vodka. I normally drink Chopin, potato vodka, um, Belvedere, or Grey Goose. And I bought this when it was cheap, and it was on sale, and it was recommended to us. It has a harshness to it. The oil has taken that away. Would you agree, Carol? Because you're not. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'd recommend everybody try it at least once, and then
I've
go
got
from
to ask
there.
Carol a question. Am I making you one of these afterwards? Uh huh.
Since you're drinking that one,
Oh yeah, she just yes. All right, our shrimp are cooking really nicely.
okay.
Sure.
So
Wild
anytime
caught.
anytime you think it's ready, you can start adding any of the heat to it you want. Now, here's where we would normally add the chili oils, by the way, people. So,
Well, I'm gonna
and
add.
you can actually
I'm gonna
put the chili oil in at the very beginning too. You wouldn't need to just use a normal olive oil.
So what
So,
I've added here is some red chili flakes.
so
Just
the
a,
oil. So let me talk a little bit about oils and what the difference is in price and why you see different prices.
well,
Well, the harvest in the Mediterranean area goes from mid to late October to roughly the end of February, depending on where you are. And olives go through the same metamorphosis. They start out very green, and we do a early harvest oil that is 5 hours from tree to oil. 5 hours. It
wow.
has to be called a true early harvest oil. It has to be 15 hours maximum from tree to to oil. So if you see something on the shelf that says early harvest, it's going to be a really good oil. Very green, very very strong, and very fruitful.
We should
If
mention
you like that kind of oil, you're going to love it.
we should mention the health benefits of olive oil again. I'm gonna before we do that, I'm gonna add some smoked paprika. Smoked paprika is something that is used throughout Spain in a variety of dishes. My favorite way of using it is in um, uh, gambas pilpil, which is uh, Spanish for spicy shrimp. And I might need to use.
Very good. That's looking beautiful.
Thank you.
Now
It's
when we cook this dish here at home, we put it over a salad, or have it on its own, or just with bread. You know, tradition classic Spanish would be just bread.
that's that's my favorite way.
Would you add parsley?
Okay, I'll wait a second.
And by the way, the bread in Spain, well, in Europe in general, but in Spain in particular, is unbelievably good.
It is.
The,
It's.
the best bread in the world.
I need to add some liquid to this. What should I add? Should I add more oil? I've got to add some sherry. I like cream sherry. I have been drinking Harvey's Bristol Cream for at least 5 years, maybe even 40. And it's it's just my favorite sherry. I drink it sometimes just before dinner. I just love it. So I'm going to add a little bit of that so that
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. It dries out a little bit. So if you want to continue to add any liquid, your favorite, whatever it is, wine. We happen to add a lot of white wine. We typically do it this as well. So, but it's totally up to you. Yeah, that's looking beautiful.
oh, I wish you could smell this, Martha. Hmm, boy. All right, I have a couple other things to add. Um, I think a touch of salt.
Yes, and salt to your taste, obviously. But yeah, what kind of salt do you use?
That's enough.
I'm sorry?
What kind of salt do you use?
I'm using kosher salt now. I was thinking that with this dish, we could have used, I have some smoked salt, and I think that would have really brought out the flavors, right?
Yeah, amazing. Well, I think you probably got enough smoke with that paprika, but yes.
That's true with the pep. And then I have some lemon.
Yeah, I was going to say lemon. You have
I've
any
got
lemon?
some, and making this, I stopped Carol. I said, "Stop! You've got to smell this. This is
Melissa's.
from Melissa's. Their lemons are perfect, right? I think they're going to have in the next few years completely seedless lemons.
I can't wait because we use a lot of lemon personally.
So I'm going to stir this up, and that was just
Anyway,
a bit of
so
lemon zest.
as you do that, the different prices you see on the shelf are different. The way olives go from green to red, reddish to purple to black. All olives that go through that same metamorphosis, and as you move along that timeline, you get more juice out of the oil. So the earlier you harvest it, the more olives it takes. Therefore, the more expensive the oil. So those are the different. When you see on the shelf the differences in price, that's the main one, and then organic obviously makes a difference as well. But
I when I'm looking at olive oil and looking at the color of the oil, to me the slightly green oil seems to taste better. Am I
oh yeah,
off? Right?
no, you're right. Although that's just chlorophyll, so you have to be careful when they do a tasting for oil, official tasting. They
Right?
use colored glasses, blue or red, because they don't want you to bias your opinion based on the color
Ah,
of the. Because some are not, they're not necessarily better. Typically they are, I have to say, but not always. So
it's
buyer beware.
I've done wine tastings and been on vertical wine tastings where we've tasted like 20 years of different wines. This was a cabaret, a cabaret. Never mind. Cabernet. Maybe I should have another sip.
Yeah, yeah, one more sip won't hurt.
Mm-mm.
Too much martini.
Ah, I'm sorry.
Too much martini.
Too much
Mm.
martinis.
Too
Yes,
much martini.
exactly. I'm
Time
gonna,
for me to have an olive. Mm. They've been soaking nicely.
this smells so good. All right, I'm going to add some parsley, I think, and finish the dish.
Garnish with whatever you want, yes.
And I'm putting it right in. There's almost nothing better. And I've got to be honest. I always used to think, yeah, I would see a parsley on my dish, at a steakhouse or the eating Mediterranean food, and I just leave it alone. But since I've been working with the parsley from Melissa's, and this is unsolicited, believe me, and chopping it up. Carol, what do I say every time? She's
Yum.
yum. Carol won't. Carol. Carol. They keep telling me I should put you on camera and mic you. You know that, and she says absolutely not. Okay.
Good for her.
All right. So I think they're done. I'm going to turn that off.
That looks terrific.
Oh,
It must smell. I can almost smell it from here.
yeah, these are great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a couple of shrimp out.
So how do you eat it? Do you just eat it plain as a dish like that, or do you put it over rice or anything?
No, I just want the dish.
Oh, very good.
And what I have over here is a piece of French bread that I bought. It was freshly baked this morning.
Oh yeah, rub that in there and have that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now I learned early on in doing this show, I have to let it cool just for a minute.
What do
Because
you think you heated that to, temperature wise, on your gas stove? What do you think that heats to? Do you know?
no.
Hmm.
I know that I've cooked on electric stoves and I hate it every time. I can't judge. Um, you know,
Yeah.
you turn the heat off on a gas stove, it's done. That's it. I mean, it's still hot, but the electric stove, the burner still stays that hot. It doesn't cool off.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
right.
Same
What,
for induction.
Carol said, you said
It
something.
doesn't cool off right away.
Yes, it doesn't cool off right away. It takes a while. All
Yeah,
right.
induction oven's the same thing, or induction stove's the same thing.
Yes. And we have a convection oven and we use that all the time. It does cook faster and I really do like it. All right. Shrimp first.
Yeah, give it a try.
I'm waiting. Carol got it. I don't know what she's having for dinner.
I
Mm.
think you convinced me to do that tonight, and we'll use the chili oil.
Oh, can't wait to try the chili oil.
You're gonna love it.
Do this again. I've got a piece of bread here. Mm. And I'm going to do one other thing.
You're the chef.
And that is,
There you go.
I have a little dish.
You can have that with bread too.
Mm. Oh, I'm sorry. So watch this pour. It's got a nice green color.
Yeah, we blend that, by the way. That's a blend of our 4 oils that we grow in our groves in Spain. We have 4 varietals of olives that we grow in our groves. Hoy Blanca, Cornicabra, Picual, and Arbequina. And our master miller blends that, and we call that our master miller actually. And he blends those 4 oils every year to match the same flavor profile year after year after year, so that people get used to it, they love it, and they keep coming back to this oil because it has a very consistent profile, and that's what you're seeing right there.
Rena has stayed with us, and thank you, Rena, for doing that. Yes, you should be jealous. Ha 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 ha! You don't get it anyway. Um, so juvenile. See what happens when I drink a martini? It's not true, Carol. All right. I just wanted to try the oil by itself on some bread.
Yeah, it's a great way to impress your friends with tastings. You can do it either just pure oil or with bread. It doesn't matter. It's the same. Some people prefer it with bread. Others just prefer pure oil.
Oh,
But yeah, it's a good way to impress your friends with. You do wine tastings. There are olive oil tastings as well.
yes. Well, if you ever have an olive oil tasting, let me know. I want to be there. Michael, this is great. Will you come back? Will you come up with some other recipes and a couple?
Yeah. Hey, Robert and I will get on. I love Robert too. We work with Melissa's product all the time. He's been fantastic to us, and we love him. So let's get together and we'll do something crazy.
Right. Um, Heidi says she loves bread dipped in olive oil too. How am I doing, olive? Olive oil. Remember Popeye? right?
Yes.
We were kids. Olive oil. Heidi, how am I doing? Am I still coaching? I'm not even sure.
Hey, she was skinny, and
Yes, she
the
was.
one thing oil is good for is all of those healthy benefits that you derive from it. Not only is it great tasting, it has health benefits you can't believe. Your gut biome loves it. Your heart loves it. We work with the American Heart Association all the time. You notice on our bottles there's a heart right there because we help them. They help us. It's heart healthy. It's a wonderful product. Please put that seed oil away and go to olive oil, whatever you're using. Not if you don't want to use ours, use somebody's.
That's really nice
Yeah,
of you to say.
oils.
This is terrific. Michael, I have so enjoyed this. I hope you have. And
Oh, absolutely.
love to have you come back. We'll come up with
And
some other recipes.
a few
And
more sips of this, and I'll enjoy the rest of the evening.
well, I may not remember the rest of the evening. I got to tell you. Um, uh,
Hey,
we
Mark, thank you very much letting us be in your kitchen. We appreciate it.
yes. The question is: Garcia de la Cruz distributed nationally?
Yes, we're in Whole Foods nationally. We're in, depending on where you are, we're in a lot of other retailers as well. You can find us, and obviously on Amazon we have everything there. So
Okay. All right. I'm going to toast to health to everybody, and to you, Michael, to Carol, to everybody. Healthy.
cheers, Mark. I agree to that. Health
Cheers.
is health is everything.
And I'm going to ask you to, Michael, to hold on. Do not go away. And don't you go away because next week, here on Mark Allen Cooks, we have prepared a tasting, if you will, of coffee. And it's it's like a tea bag. It's steeped coffee, and it was phenomenal. Carol's asked for more. How you know it's going to be good if she does. All right, we're going to see you next week. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good one. Bye bye bye. Bye bye. And you know what I mean.